right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat 1. Zach Mead, Ryan McDaniel have the front row. Andrew Thornton, Michael Whiting on the second row. Brian Hewitt, David Lux have the third row. Kendrick Cryer and Richie Joplin round out the field for heat number 1. Everybody is stacked up, ready to go. Zach Mead won Heat 1 in the Legends. Can he repeat it here in the Mods? Ryan McDaniel on his outside for the start. Pace car dives in. And the green flag flies. Mead is away. Heat 1 is underway. And here comes Thornton to the lead. Mead gets shuffled up to the high side. Brian Hewitt now up to second. Andrew Thornton opening up again. Mead slides back into third. Kendrick Cryer in fourth. Kendrick Cryer now to second as Hewitt has a problem. Brian Hewitt now down into the infield. Hewitt is back out on track, but will be a lap down as Andrew Thornton pulls to a 1 1/4 second lead over Kendrick. Wow, Kendrick gets a little drift out of turn 2. Zach Mead still holds on to third, but has Michael Whiting and Richie Joplin right behind. 2 laps to go for Andrew Thornton. The white flag flies one more time around for Heat 1. Andrew Thornton continues to extend his lead. He'll get it done in Heat 1. Andrew Thornton wins. Kendrick Cryer holds on for second. Richie Joplin pulls up into third. On to heat number 2. Austin Edwards, Mark Dantuma have the front row. Matt Moniak and Joe Lux on the second. Chris Johnson, Brandon Murphy on the third. Austin Ruskoff and McRecken rounding out the field. And we are not sure if Austin will take the grid. No, Austin Edwards does not take the grid. That'll move the Maniac up to the front. Whoa, we've got a problem on the pace lap. Joe Lux spins it out. That's a first. The outside line pulling back up, stacking back up. The pace car dives in. They all get gathered back up on the backstretch as they go off into 3 and 4. The green flag flies again. The Maniac's away. Chris Johnson takes advantage and moves to second quickly. Looks like Brandon Murphy caught a little bit of the wall coming out of turn 2, and Dan Tuma's around. Austin Ruskoff now into third, McRecken in fourth, Joe Lux in fifth. Meanwhile, the Maniac still has the lead. Chris on his bumper though. Austin Ruskoff in third, came into the night as the points leader. He is trying to close in on the top 2. 4 laps to go. Can Matt hold on? Lap traffic dropping to the apron to let the leaders by. Austin Roscoff back in 3rd. Still has a lot of cars on him. 2 laps to go. Matt bobbles at a 4. Chris is right there. Now looks to the high side. White flag. Who will it be? Moniak clears as they come out of turn 2. Couldn't get up and slam the door. Chris sends it deep into 3. And it is Moniak with the win. What a finish for the Maniac, barely holding on. All right, the drivers will get a few minutes of warm-up. And we should see the field stack up here in just a moment behind Edmund Jones. And let's get a word with our fearless leader. Well, Edmund, tonight all about you, buddy, and you got to pick this track. What were you thinking?
So it's the closest thing to my home track, mine and Seniors. I mean, I grew up around a quarter-mile bull ring like this, and the nostalgia of it all is just amazing for me. It's arguably one of the hardest tracks to race, but it's my favorite track on the service, Doug.
Well, it's definitely put on one heck of a show here tonight. I know you'd love to get to victory lane tonight. And 4 years of Jones BS Racing coming to a close here in just a few weeks. It has been one heck of a ride.
Yeah, and I know this is my night, if you want to air quotes that, but honestly, it's all the guys that have been here and just made it amazing as the festivities start here. All the guys that come out on a weekly basis that keep me going and have kept me going for so long, and it sucks to give it up because I don't want guys to feel abandoned. I was really hoping to just have a great season, one last hurrah for all of us, and it hasn't disappointed yet.
Well, no, it hasn't tonight so far. It hasn't disappointed yet tonight either. We're definitely in for one heck of a ride, man. Good luck tonight. Hopefully you get the win here tonight.
I'm hoping it's tough competition, and we're in a good spot. I mean, P2, front of the field, but it's going to be a fight.
Well, it definitely is. Smart move putting in a fast repair, and man, looks like you need to go use one right now.
Yeah, I'm going to stay out here as long as I can and see if they can actually kill the car. They did put me over the turn 3 wall in practice, so we'll see if anybody's aiming for that again.
Well, good luck tonight, and hopefully we talk to you in victory lane, buddy.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Edmund Jones ready to go tonight. Whoa! Well, we got one car over the wall. They are definitely trying to tear the cars up here. And what a way to celebrate the final season of Jones BS Racing. Oh, Andrew just launched off of Edmund. It's worth noting several of these cars are so damaged that they're getting meatball flags at the moment. How some of these cars are still running is, whoa! That was a pretty good jump off of Zach Mead. Somebody needs to deal with Ethan Wolf. He's taking it seriously. There's some guys out here actually putting down fast laps. Now it seems to be Chris Johnson putting in some fast laps. "30 seconds of chaos left to go." Just heard somebody's engine let go. There's a couple of cars upside down. Well, what a way to celebrate. Alright, but it is time to get serious. Everybody heads to pit road for repairs. It's time to go racing once again at Slinger. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The feature from Slinger. Ethan Wolf and Edmund Jones will have the front row. Andrew Thornton and Matt Moniak on the second. Kendrick Cryer, Chris Johnson have the third row. Richie Joplin and McRicken on the fourth. Michael Whiting and Austin Ruskoff rounding out the top 10. Zach Mead starting at 11 next to Joe Lux in 12th. David Lux in 13th, Mark the Man Dan Tuma in 14th, Ryan McDaniel in 15th, Brandon Murphy in 16th, Brian Hewitt and Austin Edwards round out the field. And it appears Austin will not take to the grid tonight. As the pace car is rolling. 100 laps here tonight. You have to wonder how many of these 17 cars will survive. Remember, this is the only race this season the drivers do have a fast repair. I think a lot of them are gonna need it. The pace car dives in. Ethan Wolf up front, here they come. And the green flag flies. We are underway for the feature at Slinger. Out of turn 2, Ethan Wolf is out front. A lot of side-by-side back behind. Everybody survives lap 1. Brandon Murphy has a problem. The caution is out. Caution comes out. Brandon Murphy, Matt Moniak, both appear to have problems. Brandon Murphy there on the high side, out of turn 2. Down into turn 3, I couldn't tell. He may have gotten a tap. Quick look down from the chopper. Looked like Murphy a little bit slow, and yep, he comes down as Chris comes up. Matt Moniak coming to the caution out of turn 2. Looks like he gets a little love tap, but he is okay. John Barry picking the pace car to win this one. Lights are out as here they go again. Pace car is in. The green flag flies. We are back underway. Ethan Wolf side by side with Andrew Thornton. Edmund now back into third. Chris Johnson has had a problem. The caution is back out. Michael Whiting and Joe Lux caught up. Chris there on the outside, coming out of turn 2. Sends it off into turn 3, just snaps loose. Backs it into the wall. Then a moment later, Joe Lux on the bottom, Michael Whiting up top. Oh, Joe just comes up and they both get stuck to the... Ouch! Michael Whiting really hits the outside wall. Well, things already getting wild out here, but nobody has been in to use the fast repair yet. Everybody gonna hang on to that as long as possible. Lights are back out. Everybody stacked back up for the restart. Pace car drops in. And the green flag flies again here at Slinger. This time Ethan Wolf clears. Andrew Thornton sends it deep into turn 1. Oh, Thornton may have gotten a bump. He's around. A bit of a stack up. Caution. Mark Dantuma gets caught up in it. Looks like Kendrick Cryer as well. That is Kendrick right behind Thornton. And just a love tap into 3 and 4. And Mark Dantuma has nowhere to go, nor does Brandon Murphy. Brian Hewitt also caught a little piece of that one. Andrew Thornton, Brian Hewitt, Joe Lux all went to pit road, as did Richie Joplin. Even with the fast repair here tonight, there's still likely to be a battle of attrition. Pace car dives back in. Here they come into turn 3, and the green flag flies again. Ethan quickly trying to break away Edmund Jones, and now McRacken is up there. McRacken now up into 3rd place. David Lux is all the way up to 4th. Lap traffic about to come into play for Ethan Wolf. The lap car going to the high side. I believe it's Joe Lux. Ethan Wolf still holds the lead for the moment. As speeds continue to go up and lap times continuing to come down. Zach Mead already up 5 spots into 6th. Austin Ruskoff, the points leader, up 3 spots into 7th. Ryan McDaniel also on the move. He is now up 6 spots into 9th. Oh, may have had some contact with Chris. What a save. Ryan loses a couple of spots, but saves the car. And the caution is out. and Edmund Jones is involved. There's Edmund coming off into 3 and 4. Oh, Joe Lux ended up stopped in the outside wall. Edmund had nowhere to go, slams into him, and goes around. Edmund does end up a lap down. He did go to pit road for repairs. Lights are back off on the pace car. Ethan Wolf and McRecken up front. Ethan chooses the outside line for the restart. And the green flag flies again. McRecken gets a better jump on the restart and is quickly to the lead. A little contact between the top 2 through 3 and 4. Meanwhile, the dogfight is on back behind. Chris Johnson now back up into 6th. Oh, we've got a stack up out of turn 4. A big mess on the front stretch. Caution. Kyle McRecken, Martin David Lux, and points leader Austin Ruskoff involved. There's McRecken up on the high side, comes down across Lux's nose. Cryer has nowhere to go. And wow, a lot of great wreck avoidance there. All right, folks, we're going to try something we've never done in Jones BS Racing history, but it seems like a good night for it. On the restart, I'm going to shut up and let you guys crank it up and listen to all this horsepower. It's time to get loud at Slinger as the drivers stack up and the pace car is in. Get ready. And here they go. Green flag in the air. Crank it up, y'all. Still under green. Kendrick Cryer is taking the lead. A couple of cars had problems on the restart. Caution is back out. Looked like Chris Johnson had some issues on the restart. Let's see what happened. Chris Johnson in the 18 up top. The green flag flies. He sends it off into 1 and 2. Looked like he got a tap from Ryan and just slams the tires. Yeah, just the smallest tap. And wow, what a hit. Ryan and Chris have gone to pit road. Kendrick Cryer now has the lead with Ethan Wolf in second. Matt Moniak now in third, David Lux in fourth. Michael Whiting up to fifth. Lights go out, they stack back up. The pace car dives back in. Kendrick Cryer in control, green flag back in the air. Kendrick quickly clears Ethan. Ethan looks back to the bottom. Meanwhile, the fight is on. They looked a little slow out of turn two. Has allowed the top 4 or 5 to break away. The battle is on between Zach Mead and Michael Whiting. Richie Joplin right behind him. McRecken also back there, as well as points leader Austin Ruskoff. Whiting a little slow out of 4. Richie dives it down to the bottom. Back up front, Kendrick Cryer still in the lead. McRecken has made his way to 6, sets his sights on Zach Mead, currently in 5th. The top 4 still single file, trying to break away just past the halfway point. Chris Johnson is back on pit road. Mark Dantuma now up into 10th. Austin Ruskoff in 9th. We've got one way up the track at 2 around. Caution is out of turn 2. Looks like Ryan McDaniel and Edmund Jones involved. Here they come down the front straightaway. Ryan sends it. Oh, it's just sent it a hair too deep. Gets into Edmund's bumper. They both do a little bit of a tandem drift. Don't forget, if you miss any of the race, it will be on our YouTube channel later tonight in 4K. All right, lights are out. Pace car is back in. Kendrick on the bottom. Ethan Wolf up top. The green flag flies again. Ethan, oh, they banged tires into 1 and 2. Out of turn 2, it's a drag race. They are still banging wheels. Man, this could get violent here in a moment. And if anything goes wrong, up at the front, the entire pack back behind is going to suffer. Ethan starting to pull ahead. Andrew Thornton has had a problem. Caution. And it looks like Andrew Thornton has gone to pit road. Let's see what happened. There's 3 wide battling. Ryan McDaniel tried to come down. Quick look down from the chopper. There you see that 3 wide. Ryan comes down to avoid Brandon Murphy and puts Andrew into the wall. Ryan McDaniel out of the race. Andrew Thornton also out. as the lights go out on the pace car. Pace car dives back to the infield, may not be safe there. As here we go, green flag back in the air. Kendrick gets the better launch. Ethan can't fight back on the high side. He crosses over. Ethan down to the bottom. Kendrick gets the better run out of turn 4. Matt Moniak and McCracken right behind. Oh, Ethan comes up. Big stack up out of 4. The caution is back out. Matt Moniak gets caught up in this one as well. Let's take a look at this one from the chopper. They'll go off into 3 and 4. Ethan gets loose, touches the apron, snaps up, collects Moniak. Moniak catches some air. Mark Dantuma also back behind. He was in the wall and had to bring it in as well. Well, we said this may be a battle of attrition. Even with fast repairs tonight, these guys, we're starting to see several cars drop. And Kendrick Cryer is dropping to the tail. Pace car is in with David Lux and McRecken on the front row. And here we go. Green flag flies again. McRecken quickly to the lead. Lux slides back down to the bottom. Austin Ruskoff, Zach Mead battle behind. We've got one in trouble. Chris Johnson. Caution is back out. Looked like Chris had a problem in the middle of 3 and 4. There's Chris in the 18. Looks to the high side on Brandon. Looked like Brandon came up to set up for the turn. And I think Chris is now out. It looks like several drivers already hitting the incident limits here tonight. Only 7 cars left on the lead lap. Kyle Martin, David Lux, Austin Ruskoff, Zach Mead, Richie Joplin, Edmund Jones, and Kendrick Cryer. Also, note to self, start charging double for all races at Slinger. All right, here we go. Pace car is back in. David Lux in control. The green flag flies again. McRecken to the lead quickly. Lux right on his bumper. Austin Ruskoff back in 3rd. Richie now to 4th. Kendrick Cryer trying to work his way back to the front in 5th. 21 laps to go at Slinger. And man, Lux is right on. Oh, Richie goes wide through 3 and 4. Richie still holds on to 5th. Zach right behind in 6th. Ethan Wolf way up the track. Brandon Murphy not on the lead lap, but still up to 9th. Kyle McRicken Martin just set the fastest lap, 10.3 seconds. I don't think we're going to see anybody break the 10-second mark tonight. Kendrick Cryer up to fourth. Now right on Roscoff's bumper. He looks underneath. Everybody's starting to settle into a rhythm. Richie Joplin in fifth, closing in. Edmund Jones now up into sixth, battling with Zach Mead. Austin Ruskoff slips back to fifth. Richie Joplin now up into fourth, sets his sights on Kendrick. McRicken pulled a little bit of a gap on Lux. Lux has started closing back up with 12 to go. At the moment, David Lux, the biggest mover of the night, started in 13th, now up to second. Kendrick Cryer currently in third, trying to close back up on the top two. Nine laps to go. Lap traffic may come into play for the leaders. And will Lux use the bumper? Brian Hewitt, Brandon Murphy, lap cars just ahead of the leaders. Murphy goes low. Oh, that got sketchy. Oh, Lux is into McRicken. They both go to the infield. No caution. Now the caution is out. Wow. This is going to be a wild final few laps. Let's watch this one from the chopper. McRicken a little bit loose. Lux gets into his bumper. And both of them lose a lot of ground. That's going to put Kendrick Cryer and Richie Joplin on the front row. Austin Ruskoff, Edmund Jones on the second. Zach Mead, Kyle Martin, Ethan Wolf, and David Lux rounding out the 8 cars on the lead lap. Well, it's been an eventful night. Should get one to green here. They stack up as the lights go out on the pace car. They will restart with 2 to go. Pace car dives in. And here we go from Slinger. The green flag flies. 2 laps to go. Oh, big stack up. The caution is back out. We'll go to a green-white checker. Kyle Martin, Michael Whiting, Edmund Jones, Brian Hewitt, all caught up. Looking down from the chopper at McRicken in the 99. The outside line just does not get going. They all pile in. So Kendrick Cryer now has Austin Ruskoff outside. Richie Joplin, Zach Mead right behind. David Lux now to 5th. Ethan Wolf in 6th. Kyle Martin, Edmund Jones, and now Matt Moniak round out the cars on the lead lap as we stack back up for the green-white checkered. Here we go. Pace car is in. And And the green flag flies for the green-white checker. Kendrick is away. Richie Joplin now battling with Austin Ruskoff. Kendrick is running away quickly. And here they go. White flag flies. One more time around for Kendrick Cryer. Richie Joplin now into second. Kendrick has a black flag. Kendrick Cryer crosses the line first, but he has a black flag. Waiting to see what the outcome of this is. Kendrick Cryer, Richie Joplin, and David Lux, the top three. We are showing Kendrick Cryer a black flag on the restart. We will see if it holds. Austin Ruskoff comes home in fourth. He would be bumped up into the top three. Any way you look at it, what a wild finish. And what an eventful race. All right, we're going to talk to our top three. Starting with David Lux. David, you come home in third, and man, I thought for a minute you were going to take McCracken, send him to the infield, and take the win.
Well, we actually finished third because Kendrick won, but we're fixing that. But yeah, no, I was the fastest I think I've been with McCracken, and I had a chance to legitimately win, but I threw it away once again.
Man, you still managed to come home on a podium, and considering the way this night went, it's still an awesome finish and something to definitely be proud of, man. A great finish and a great night overall.
Yeah, I was practicing long runs, and I felt comfortable on old tires. And well, and here I was, I think faster than Nick Reckon, but I don't know. But I felt faster. I was cutting some brakes, and we were in lap traffic, and unfortunately the lap car kind of bobbled around, and we had nowhere to go, but wanted it. We're close.
Well, man, a heck of a night. I know that big win is coming soon. Great job, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Richie Joplin holds on to come home in second. Richie, man, you had a wild night, but you still come home on the podium.
Yeah, I came home on the podium. It's saying I won, but I didn't. Kendrick won it. So I'll take it. After Slinger race here, it's a brutal track, a little short track. I don't know how I managed to bring my car home second. I mean, I'm not good in a tour mod. But I take it, and be a good show for Navy Joe Coffee and Ally Willpower. I take that every day.
Well, great job tonight, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Kendrick Cryer. Well, Kendrick, the win is now official, I'm being told, but man, saw you with the black flag there at the end, and it looked a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, I was the leader, like, going to the line or whatever on that last restart, and it gave me a black flag saying for passing the leader when I was the leader. I don't know how I can pass myself, but damn.
You were that fast. Wow, that's impressive. You were fast enough to lap yourself, too. Still, man, you definitely had a wild and eventful race. Had to go to the back once after that incident up at the front, and it looked like, you know, given the people in front of you, you weren't going to be able to make it back. You still managed to fight your way back up to the front.
I wouldn't have won, but Dave, I think you got into Kyle or something there for the lead, and I ended up getting by that, so. I'll take it.
Well, you definitely survived that somehow, but man, an awesome win, a heck of a night, and I think you even ended up with the fastest lap of the night.
Hey, I'll take that too.
Man, great job and a great win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kendrick Cryer gets the win. Man, what a win it was. What a night it's been. Folks, we'll have these races on YouTube as soon as we possibly can. And thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Hope to see you guys all tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow night we will be having a community Battlefield 6 night. So if you want to join in, make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. And thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Hope you all had as much fun as we did. We will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, y'all.